Councilman Hinterland.
Thank you, Mayor. Question for Mike. So have you guys, I know you said you had ideas on the expenditure side and how we could find some savings there or make some changes, do whatever. So is that finalized, what you guys have looked at to come up with the 1% that's needed?
No, I think what I tried to imply was that as staff goes through the budgetary process, we'll be giving our input as to what they come up with. So I can't sit here today and say we have some specific ideas as to where to cut cost.
Right. Okay.
Councilman Hinterland, can you just clarify that question one? So did you want to know if their recommendation at 1% is final, or if they have final recommendations related to cuts in the budget?
My question was, did they come up with the 1% needed after they took a look at those cuts? And so I was wondering if they did all their work and came up with that conclusion that we would need the 1%. But it sounds like they haven't thrown everything in to come up with a final. But can we get those memos from their financial advisory board? So whatever they send to you guys, can you make sure you send it on to us with their ideas on how to cut some expenditures?
Absolutely.
Because really that's where I'm struggling with this, to look for a hand in the air or whatever without knowing anything about our expenditure side and our budgetary process. Do we really need it yet? So we're kind of putting the cart before the horse. I know this has to be done before our budget, so I need to know more about our budget before I can make a final decision on this.
Well, obviously, I can't comment on any cost that they will be proposing in the budget, but again, I think we were just looking at the costs presented here, with the biggest being the pension obligations. And as I said, if you put up that slide again, you will see the obligations and how they escalate in the out years. Mm-hmm. And again, these estimates are completely situation dependent. But again, as I painted the scenario, those are based upon estimated returns that we have built into those plans. And while we don't advise any of those pension plans, if you just assume that the next 15 years aren't going to be anywhere as good as they were the last 9, and I don't have a crystal ball, but one would assume that at some point in there we're going to have a recession. We're going to have higher interest rates. If I was advising those plans or investing those plans, I would assume that I'm probably not going to meet my return objectives. And as a result of that, the city's contribution in those plans is more than likely going to be under a lot of pressure. So I'm not even taking into account any other costs. We feel that, again, the need to raise the home real sales tax just to address the specific items presented here tonight.